Hello everyone, welcome down to Pete and Rick's Emporium of Grips. Get your 12 for 10 only today. Offer.
So we're down here. That was brilliant. Rehearsed impeccably. So we're down here at Tour X Golf here in Wigan, and we're going to be talking grips. One of the aspects of a golf club that gets ridiculously overlooked, and it's so important. And there's so many options out there now.
Absolutely. What also gets overlooked is our fashion sense. And today you will see that we are rocking the tour issue Golf Pride Pinny.
Apron.
What have we called this so far? Pinny bib. I've not actually got the apron out yet.
So we're going to answer your questions about grips. So we fired the questions over this morning on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter because, again, loads of people ask us about grips and we've never really dedicated any videos to them. So we've got a series of videos coming today. We've got the talking about grips, questions of grips. We're going to do a fastest grip challenge with our favourite. And then we're going to get on Trackman here and see the difference between an old grip, our new grips, what the feel may be. Just give you some feedback as well.
Yeah. It's an important part of golf equipment. It should not be overlooked.
Should we talk about go on Instagram first and we'll ask some questions?
Okay, so we'll go for, just hold this up a little bit more. So, question from @WXRP. Definitely not your first name. Does grip side affect swing?
So grip size is a really important aspect. Everybody has got different size of hands. Everybody's got different lengths of fingers. And those aspects really have a huge effect on actually how you perform with your hands through the shot. For example, myself and Pete, and this is a funny one, Pete doesn't wear a different glove size to me. We're both medium large, but you have jumbo grips because of either the length of your fingers or actually prefer the feel of it. As a rule, thin grips are easier to turn and therefore turn offline to the left. Fatter grips are often harder to turn, therefore the ball projects further to the right if you're a right-handed golfer. As a rule, but that's not gospel.
Yeah, it's not across the board, but the thing is with grip size, I mean, the thing you've got to bear in mind with grip is the most important part of controlling club face is obviously your hands and how you put your hands on the grip. Now, the only thing which is connecting your hands to the club head through the shaft is the grip as well. So you need to make sure that whatever you choose, it's bang right for you. You can get custom fit with grips as well. It's not kind of an unwritten rule that you don't. So
when in a custom fitting environment, grip size should be a question you should be asking the club fitter. Let's jump on to the next question. So yes, it does. It does have an effect on swing and therefore direction.
Question from M. Colsey26.
Definitely not first name.
25 others of you. How often should you replace grips?
Now, that isn't a good question.
$1 million question, isn't it?
Replacing grips can be a certain amount of factors are involved in it. First off, how much you play. So you can't really, it's hard to put a duration of time on. So you can't even just say after a year, after 6 months, after 18 months. Because in that spell of time, different golfers play different amounts of golf in that period of time. It's impossible to say. Other factors would be how tight a golfer holds a golf club, because sometimes the tightness of the grip and the placement of the hands can wear a grip out sooner than others, and sometimes the material of a grip will wear out sooner than others as well.
Absolutely. I mean, there's so many different factors to kind of bear in mind. I think obviously conditions do kind of play a part in this as well. If you're playing every day of the year and it rains every day of the year, your grips are generally going to get worn out a lot quicker than others. You know, there's so many factors to actually bear in mind. As a general rule, if you're playing regular golf, then you should get them changed at least once a year.
Yeah, as a general rule. There's something cool that's just come out as well, where I think it's actually Golf Pride grip with Game Golf, and you put the Game Golf inside the grip, and after a certain amount of rounds, it notifies you to say, hey, you probably need your grip changing, bud. You probably need to have a look at this. Have a look at your grips. Yeah. Next time you get your golf clubs out the car and out the garage, have a look at your grip and go, actually, they're probably a bit battered there.
A lot of it is so much kind of common sense as well. I mean, if you're picking up a club and you feel that it's a bit slippy, you look at it and it's shiny, you know, you can kind of figure out when it needs changing. A lot of it is just people overlooking grips as a unimportant piece of golf equipment, something that you can get away with, if that makes sense. You know, you need to make sure that this connection to the club is absolutely bang on. And here at Peter and Rick's Grip Emporium, we recommend you get your grips changed at least 3 times a week.
That would, yeah, in our gripping office, that would be fantastic. No,
Special offer coming to you today.
only for you guys watching. No, so it's massively dependent on, I feel like I want to use this pocket, massively dependent on how many times you play, what conditions you play in, and also how you grip a golf club. Because if you've gripped it in a way where your hands rotate or slip during the golf swing, I've seen grips wear out much quicker. But like Pete said, it's common sense. It's like, how often would you change the sole of your shoe or get a new pair of shoes? It will wear out eventually. Keep an eye on it, keep checking it, and then don't put it off. Get it grip changed straight away. And watch later on's video, because we'll talk about the difference between an old grip and a new grip and how it feels completely different.
Preach. Mark Ben O'Reilly 23, not your name, does using Rory McIlroy Golf Pride multi-compound black and white grips make you play better? Question mark, I think so.
So that's that one, the black multi-compound. Black and white, it'd be wrong in saying it doesn't. I would say facts would show that it definitely does.
I've got those on my wedges, although they do need replacing. It's a nice segue into some other videos. But yeah, I would say black and white grips make you play better, although we also have some red and black ones.
I'm actually surprised he doesn't play red and black with it being a United fan. But it's not really Nike's colours, is it?
No, I mean, white and black is like the United away kit now? Or the third or fourth or fifth strip?
It's one of them.
It's possibly one of them, yeah. So a question from Lushana 90.
Lots.
I have 4 different types of grips on my clubs and Super Stroke Mid on my putter. Does it affect your consistency having different grips, or is it just personal preference? That is an interesting one, because let's say a lot of people say get second-hand clubs, so you get a second-hand club and that driver, for example, might have 2 layers of tape underneath the grip, and then the 3-wood may have no layers of tape under the grip, and it may be a thicker shaft, so it may be really, really thin. So they can have 2 contrasting kind of feels on them. I think it's, if you get used to playing with a set of clubs for a year, say, with a thick grip on the driver, thin on the 3-wood, mid-size on the irons, and I don't know, super jumbo on your wedges, whatever it might be. Although that's a bit of a mixed bag, you probably would be able to get used to that, but that doesn't really account for what is right for your hand shape and your hand size.
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking back at my set, I think my driver's different to my 3-wood, my 3-wood's different to my irons are different to my wedges. I circulate around a certain type of grip. I don't particularly like corded grips. Mm-hmm. I go off those. I don't particularly like those. And I don't like a grip that's obviously too thick or too thin. But as a rule, as long as it's somewhere near a similar grip, and they're all with a good standard, I don't think that's a massive difference. I don't think having different grips is going to make a huge difference.
There's no kind of rules to this. I mean, I'm the same. I've got tall velvets on my kind of irons and a similar on my style on my kind of woods. But then I've got the multi-compounds on my wedges. The one thing they all are is the same thickness.
Yes, I think that's important.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I would stress over anything else. But yeah, if you want to experiment, guys, then yeah, go for it. Free will, man. So a question from Blair Garner. Not bad, actually. That should be your proper name, but it has an underscore at the end. It has an underscore. So unless your parents are a computer, I don't think that's your name. What are the best Golf Pride grips on the market?
Good question. It brings us quite nicely into what we were going to do anyway. We've got a selection of grips here. Bring them in.
Okay, bring them in.
We've got a selection of grips here.
Bring
We've
them into
got
the party.
your standard Tour Velvet, going into multi-compounds, going into some new grips. Now, what I'd like to do, me and Pete are going to very quickly go through these grips and put them in some level of order of which we prefer. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to do a fastest grip challenge and use that grip for more testing in the future. Should we do it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Go. Okay, so we've gone through some of the grip selections and kind of, there's different ones. There's obviously the normal Tour Velvets, it's going into wraps, it's going into multi-compounds, and there's a new one as well, which I've probably picked as my favourite. I'll go through mine very quickly. The Jumbo Tour Velvet I can't stand because I don't like jumbo grips. The wraps I don't particularly like. I find them a little bit too, I don't know.
They're a strange feel on the wraps.
They're a unique preference, I think the wraps are. I'm not a massive fan of that. But then starting to move into this range, I really start to like. I love multi-compounds anyway, and they're 3 just different ones in different colours. I've obviously put the Rory McIlroy black and white one now in second place because of our discussion before. But the one that I've picked is a new grip. This is a multi-compound. but instead of it being completely tapered, it's actually only a slight taper. So this is called the MCC plus 4. So the bottom hand is of similar thickness to the top hand, it still slightly tapers. But I actually like the feel of that. When I hold that in my hands, I actually like the feel that the bottom hand is a little bit more suited to the top hand, and it would, for me, prevent my right hand whipping over. Is that a dance move these days? It would stop my right hand whipping over and therefore missing the target left.
Okay, so no dancing from my side.
Sure, it's a dance move these days. Whip. Let me way.
I think it's whip a nay-nay. I think it's a nay-nay. It's not a way-way. Although I might be wrong, please correct me. So my selection of Golf Pride grips here. I mean, to be fair, I would use any of them anyway, so it doesn't particularly bother me. I've put this kind. It's a different tall velvet. It's a super tack tall velvet.
No, I don't like that.
It's a bit of a. The thing for that, I think that feels really good, but I imagine that the amount that we play golf to lose that tack
every other day
really quick.
Yeah, I don't like that.
So I'm not sure about that one. The tall velvets I like. I'm going to use
multi-compound.
Multi-compounds. I'm getting onto the top. Listen, I'm just getting ahead of myself. I'm excited. I'm sorry. So we've got the tall velvets, Rick's favourite, and the kind of less of a taper. We've got the tall velvets just simply because that is what I use on my kind of irons, and I like.
It's a very classic grip.
I just like the simplicity.
Yeah,
of
it's
it.
very classic.
I'm a pretty simple guy, but I do like the CP2. So this is the CP2 Pro, and this is the one I'm probably going to whack on my club.
You've got two options there.
I'll give it a go. Well, I've got the CP2 Pro, and I've got the wrap as well. So more of a wrap design. Clues in the name generally, but I quite like the Pro, and it's got like an insert at the top as well for a little bit more stability, I think. Golf Pride would say.
And what about size-wise though? Because you play them thicker, don't you?
Yes, I like a mid-sized grip, or well, just a normal grip with some kind of layers of tape underneath, so it can be adapted. But yeah, I quite like this one. It's a bit of a new one.
So we're going to do a head-to-head now. We're going to do a fastest grip challenge here at Torex with Nick Hibbs, who is pretty much the custom fit god around here. And he's going to put us through our paces, the fastest grip challenge. I'm going to take the multi-compound MCC. Oh, is that what it is? Multi-compound, less tapered one. Pete's going with the
CP2, CP3PO.
There we go. And then we're going to do a fastest grip challenge. Once the clubs are on and dry, we're going to jump in the bay, hit some shots, see how they feel. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully we've answered a lot of your Golf Pride questions with grips. If you've got any more, please do comment down below. As always, we'll try and comment to as many back as we can if you've got any questions. But thanks for all the questions. We had some great ones.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for Golf Pride for kind of sending all this stuff through. It's a video that you guys have been asking to do for so long. And thank you for the bibs as well. Bibs?
Aprons.
Have we used bibs yet?
Aprons.
Thank you for the bibs. And guys, thank you, Audrey. Thanks for visiting us down here at the Rick and Pete Grip Emporium, where I have to work with this child all day.